What's happening, everybody? Sean joined again by my son Trey, and today we got a song battle of The Church, You're Still Beautiful versus Ripple on reactions to the classics. This is brought to us by our friend, longtime supporter, and patron of the channel, CSN. Thank you, CSN. Appreciate you. Appreciate all the patrons that make this thing go. If you like to support us anyway, check out that Patreon link below or the patron link on the end screen. I am familiar with a little bit of the Church songs. I like a couple of their albums, Trey.
Yeah, me too, including one that's this Battle Features, Priest equals Aura is a really strong record.
Fantastic.
But if you don't know, they are an Australian band formed in Sydney, 1980. Initially associated with new wave, neo-psychedelia, and indie rock, their music later came to feature slower tempos, surreal soundscapes reminiscent of alt-rock, dream pop, and post-rock. The founding members were Steve Kilby on lead vocals and bass guitar. We got Peter Kopis and Marty Wilson Piper on guitars, and Nick Ward on drums.
Ward played only on their debut album, and the band's drummer for the rest of the 80s was Richard Plug. J.D. Daughtry, ex-Patti Smith group, played drums from 90 to 93, followed by Timmy Bandit, Tim Powell, ex-The Venetians, who remains with them to the present day. Copes left the band from 92 to 97, and Wilson Piper left in 2013. The band has a large international cult following and were inducted into the ARIA Hall of Fame in Sydney in 2010. Trey, you said they came about in 1980. They have 26 studio albums. If you're going to run that discography, you better pack your lunch. We're going to start out with You're Still Beautiful and Gold Afternoon Fix. In 1990, their sixth studio album and the follow-up to the outstanding Starfish album. We're going to have the lyrics up as always. Thanks again, CSN.
Bunch of followers turned you into a fool, the butt of all their vicious jokes. Screaming, you're still beautiful, baby. Nobody can take that away. You're still beautiful, baby. Even when you fall down that way. You turned up backstage at the palace. Wearing a mask. I felt so fucking embarrassed when you looked at your reflection and asked, are you still beautiful, baby? Nobody can take that away. You're still beautiful, baby. Baby, don't believe what you say.
What a rhythm section of this whole song.
Fantastic.
Well, once upon a time I would have killed for you. I'm sorry that you got in this mess, but you're the walking picture of Dorian Gray. At least it's artistic, I guess. You're still beautiful, baby. Nobody can take that away. You're still beautiful, baby. Even when you fall down that way. You're still beautiful, baby. Nobody can take that away. Take that away. You're still beautiful, baby.
All right, You're Still Beautiful, Trey. You mentioned it, like just the melody on this song. And I love the, we're going to be kind of dialed back when Steve's on the vocals, on the verses. And then once the chorus comes up, we just crank up everything with that wonderful guitar work on there. But I thought it was a really good song.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of that too. The loud, quiet
Yeah.
dynamics right here, and as the song was going, I know we were both harping on how good the rhythm section was right here. Very almost post-punk like in that regard. You would think this was almost from the early '80s.
That's what I was thinking too.
You know, to the early '90s right here. But yeah, man, beautiful melody, no pun intended, and just the I don't know, the suave kind of cool delivery of the vocals too. And the Church just have a cool aura about them. Again, no pun intended. I set myself up really well.
You set this up nicely.
As now, Dad, we're gonna shift gears to a 6-minute jam called "A Ripple" right here from the Priest Equals Aura record in '92. So a couple years after what we just heard, the use of opium and for Kilby heroin saw the material take a more expansive and surreal quality. Peter noted, quote, "When we made Priest, we were completely opiated. We were getting opium from fields in Tasmania where it was being grown by U.S. pharmaceutical companies." So they just went right to the source there.
They did. And the title Priest Equals Aura because of Kilby's misreading of a Spanish fan's English vocabulary notes. Priest equals cura. So
interesting.
I was always wondering that. So didn't know that we were on opium and heroin here.
Tiny baby, so naive. I can't believe what you believe. You were once so happy here. It may not be Eden or summer in Greece. You may not even find a golden fleece in the drag of this atmosphere. Now I don't want to bring up a delicate matter. No, I'd much rather bribe or flatter you, 'cause flattery gets me everywhere. But you punctured my tires, you crossed all my wires. I brand your acolytes as a pack of liars, and the fires singing everywhere. Bunker like a wreck in a cold green sea. Like you were a ripple in my memory. I lent you some collateral to buy new clothes. It went out the window and up
They know what they're speaking of.
and that's the end of the honeymoon. Yeah, we walked down the aisle for another mile. I walk a million miles for one of your smiles. And you can have all the money, sir. Bunker like a wreck in the cold green sea. Like you were a ripple in my memory. You're so deluxe, you're so divine, you're so 50 light years ahead of your time. You're a little, you're a ripple. You're a human sacrifice to the goddess of vice. Your hairdo is full of diamonds and lights, and you're hardly off the nipple. Buckle like a wreck in the cold grain sea. Like you were a ripple in my memory.
Like here, and I think we got some subtle strings up here in
Yeah.
the background too, good orchestration.
Another little glitch in continuity. Like you were a ripple in my memory.
All right, Ripple the Church, just a very well done atmospheric song. And Trey, before I get your thought, the very next or the very last verse I thought was really good. You're so deluxe, you're so divine. You're so 50 light years ahead of your time. So there's all this praise, right?
Mhm.
You're a riddle, you're a ripple. That's how we get. And he's going to rhyme ripple in a second here. You're the human sacrifice to the goddess of ice. Your hairdo is filled with diamonds and lice. And you're hardly off the nipple. So we're going to rhyme ripple with nipple. So in other words, you're still kind of a baby and immature in your way. So we get this praise to like, maybe not at the end.
No, exactly. This and that's what we get, I think, throughout the song,
Yeah.
Dad, with the lyrical content. Just like, where to start, where our protagonist is kind of up saying, "Hey, I was not better than you, so to speak, but I thought, but then he becomes infatuated with her, right? And he notes, we walked down the aisle for another mile. I'd walk 1,000,000 miles for one of your smiles, and you can have all the money too. He's giving it all up,
all of it.
even though this person here is even from the opening line, Dad, called a tiny baby, right?
Yes,
And
yes.
so
it ties it all together.
no, but on top of that, it didn't feel like a 6-minute long tune
Not at all.
Loved the guitar tones right here, as you said, Dad. The atmosphere, production in general was just tremendous. And man, the church really, I'd say here in the States, got quite an underrated group.
Oh,
'cause,
definitely.
Man,
for sure.
these dudes are
Under
awesome.
the Milky Way, one of the best songs
yeah.
of the decade.
So with that said, Dad, it's going to take us to our winner here. Which of these are you choosing?
I'm actually surprised. And going into this, I love that Priest equals R album. I have not listened to Gold Afternoon Fix, so I thought, it's going to be Ripple. But no,
Yeah.
it's actually You're Still So Beautiful, the first song. I thought everything on there was just so well produced. Not that it wasn't on Ripple, but I'm actually going with You're Still So Beautiful.
Yeah, man, that was a banger. Both of these were. I'm gonna just give the slight nod to Ripple right here. Man, let us know which of these you are choosing as your winner down below. Any other church tunes to check out, and thanks again to CSN for bringing this our way here today. If you'd like to support the channel, man, hit that thumbs up, that subscribe button. You can check out our Patreon page, and we can maybe even do a song battle for you. But until next time, y'all, thanks for watching, happy listening, and we will see you.